I went to Japan many years ago, and I was there for a couple of months. There were some things about Japan that were awesome. There were some things about Japan I didn't like as much. This video talks about what I did like about Japan and what was really, really good about Japan. What I personally found really awesome about Japan. So, number one was the public transportation system. So, as a foreigner in Japan, I had no car, and this is before Uber. I wasn't using Uber at the time. So, I basically, as a foreigner with no car, I was able to get around just fine everywhere with trains and taxis. So, their public transportation system is awesome. And of course, the bullet train, that was great. I got to ride on that. And so, the public transportation, especially for a foreigner, it's awesome. And you really don't need a car, especially nowadays. They probably even have Uber. You really don't need a car at all in Japan, which is awesome. Number two, the safety. Japan was so safe. I feel like as a woman walking around at like 2 or 3 in the morning, probably nothing was going to happen to you. So the safety of Japan was awesome. Now, that being said, there were still bad things that happened in Japan. Like when I was in Japan, there was a woman that got in public in front of people. No one did anything to help. But that kind of stuff does happen. In general, Japan was definitely fairly safe. And compared to America, I would definitely say that Japan is much safer than America. Number three, the work ethic. The Japanese people have an awesome work ethic. I was so impressed because, I would walk around and I would see people working and they take their job seriously and they do a good job. There's level of like respect. Like there's respect for their job, there's respect for their coworkers. They listen to their bosses. They're really good workers, I felt like. And even when I would go shopping, the people would in the store would try to help or answer questions. And if you were the first customer in the store, they would welcome you to the store with a bow, and that was really, I just thought that was awesome. Because once again, compared that to America, that kind of stuff does not happen in America. So this is again my personal experience living in the US, working in the US. A lot of American employees, they complain. They complain about stupid things that don't matter. They fight, they bicker. Like a lot of it's even almost like a power struggle, which is just so dumb. And then I've been to stores before where the employee doesn't even care. Like they don't want to be bothered with the customer. They're annoyed that you're in their store. They're annoyed they have to help you. They don't even say hi. They don't even smile. And so in general, Japanese employees, like I would much rather have a Japanese employee than an American employee. Like if I could choose, I would definitely employ someone from Japan because of their work ethic. Now, that being said, again, when I was in Japan, not everyone's always nice. Like, there was a lady at a place that I went to. Now, I was a foreigner, I didn't know all the rules. I did something wrong, and she, like, yelled at me. So, she was the owner of a place, and she yelled at me for something I didn't even realize I had done something wrong. But so not everyone in Japan is like that. But in general, the majority of Japanese people, I would say, have awesome, awesome, great work ethic especially over Americans in general, because you've always got the handful of Americans who actually are good workers. The next one is in general, I feel like Japanese people are a little bit more honest. Like, for example, if you have a bike and say you leave the bike somewhere unlocked in Japan, your bike is still going to be there. Probably like 2, 3 days later, your bike is still going to be there. In America, if you leave your bike somewhere, it's probably going to be gone. Sometimes, even when you lock your bike, somebody comes and steals it, right? So in Japan, they even had this like honor system bicycles where they did this study, and they did this in Japan, and I think the other country was the US. And it was based on the honor system. So you could like borrow a bicycle, take it, use it for wherever, and then you leave it. And I think in Japan, none of the bikes disappeared. But in America, like the vast majority of the bikes disappeared. So in that case, I thought Japan was awesome. People are probably not going to steal something of yours in general. There's always exceptions, right? But I'm talking about the majority. So yeah, so in general, if you left your bike somewhere and forgot about it for a couple of days, your bike is probably still going to be there. And then as a woman, the other thing I really, really loved in Japan, spent way too much money on, was the clothes. Now, this is sort of a bittersweet thing because the Japanese, they essentially took Western clothes and made them super cute and stylized them more. And I mean, I personally, I love the clothes there. The clothes were so cute. And I could not find clothes like that in America at all. So, as a woman, shopping in Japan was awesome. I spent entirely way too much money in Japan on clothes and stuff. And, some of the prices were really affordable. I was very, very happy about the shopping and clothes. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely some of the things I really, really liked about Japan. Now, as I mentioned too, in the beginning, there was some things I also disliked about Japan. And so that video will be coming up soon. So keep an eye out for it. Thanks so much.